Hey everybody, I just wanted to come on and show my baby's artwork and just to talk about Kamala Harris a little bit. She's a good one. She's one that I believe that would have maybe given Trump a run for his money if she could just identify herself. She seems to have a problem with identifying what black is and how it relates to her. And it is my opinion after watching the video, which is going to be in the description box, that she just views black as this imaginary thing that it's limitless and it's open to whoever wants to join in, and that's not the case. And when I say limitless, some people say, well, limitless, that's a good thing that black is limitless. And no, it's not in the way that you think. She feels that we can't determine what black is, that we can't identify what black is, therefore it's open to whomever wants to just jump right in and use it for whatever they want to use it for. And that's not the case. We can actually identify ourselves through old records like census. And some of these census records would have our ancestors back on plantations. A lot of us still have our the names of the slave masters, unfortunately, who enslaved our ancestors. We're holding their names: Joneses, Wilsons, Smiths, so on and so forth. From this plantation and that plantation, and like I've already mentioned, the census records. So we can pretty much identify who we are under the term black through our ancestry, through our history, and through the struggles that we've gone through for the past 100 years. So we definitely have a way to identify ourselves under black. And if you're not able to relay that message, then you shouldn't claim black. You shouldn't be the first black anything if you can't answer a simple question like that or just identify what black is. She made it about being so much. And then she tried to use Howard as this blanket to say, okay, well, I was in Howard and I had this black experience, and that's another thing that makes me black, and I just disagree with that because, when policies have to be made, when there are policies being drawn up and things that come across the desk that are going to affect black people, you need somebody like myself in that room. I grew up in the projects. I saw the war on drugs. I understand where we lack as people, and I know what we need to improve as far as like academically, and a lot of these things are not being brought up, especially for our children. We hear no policies about innovation and education as far as the black community goes, because we know that this world is going to technology, and the key for our children and our grandchildren to survive, they're going to have to know how to code. They're going to need to know how to program robots. They're going to need to know how to dismantle and reassemble these robots, and to know what's going wrong, wrong inside of the robot. Just like a car, you need to be able to disassemble, look inside, see what's wrong, reassemble, and return to the customer or, to the employer or whoever. And these are going to be the jobs that are high paying, for in our future. So, these are the things that we like to hear. And people like Kamala Harris, who are going to say she's the first black this and the first black that, she should be pumping those. She says she's about innovation. You're about innovation, let's hear that. Where's the policies for it? And another thing, the Back on Track program was a good program. And that was to reduce the recidivism rate. And that's just the likelihood of a person reoffending and going back into the system. So I agreed with her there. And I like, the program that she designed and had out in San Francisco. That's cool. But I'm not too sure about how willing she is to do that. Because Trump came out with, our President Trump came out with Fresh Start. I believe that's the name of it, and she just pounced right all over. She was like, "No, it doesn't do enough," and it resembles sort of what she had going on, making sure that these guys who are nonviolent offenders are brought back in to society and given a host of help to keep them on the right track, keep them on the right path, and keep them from re-entering the prison system. So they're very close. So if anything, I would have thought she would have came across the aisle and said, okay, this is something that I'm for. So even though, hey, I don't like the guy, I'm going to show the world that when it's something in it for my people, I'm willing to cross the aisle and do what I need to get done for my people. Also, she hasn't taken a stand on reparations. How could you say you're the first black anything and you don't say anything about reparations? She's staying away from reparations. I have not heard her say one thing. I think we finally got a line out of Bernie Sanders about reparations, finally. You know, but my faith is not in them doing anything. I would pin it more on Trump to do reparations before the Democrats, because I just feel like the Democrats want to use reparations as a way to, you know, dangle it. Like, well, you want reparations, you're going to have to come out 2020 for us or whatever. Like they always do. They always put a carrot in front of our face, and then we never get the actual carrot, right? They just shred a little bit off. Go a little bit of shreddings for you. That's what they do to us. And it's terrible, and black people need to stop allowing it. I see how you guys are getting caught up in Kamala Harris, because you know, she's the right package. She has the right message. She's not all over the place. She's not crazy like Cortez is just out here saying all kind of crazy stuff. She's not doing that or whatever. But she is using white supremacy where it's not needed, and that's on the ICE patrol agents. The ICE has nothing to do with local police and how local police interact with the communities. ICE is dealing with drugs coming in and terrorists coming in, and you know, to refer to them as white supremacists, if that was supposed to get black people on board, I don't know. But I'm not gonna go in too much on her. I want you to watch the interview that she did, and when, you know, really when she gets up to the part about blackness, she brings Obama up, and oh boy, she goes in. She really performs. She shucked and jive on that one. She really avoided the question, basically. But I'm Ray, guys. I like to bring awareness through conversation. You know, election is it's coming up. This is the year to try to weed them out this year. That's what we want to do. We want to weed them out. We don't have a lot of time, you know, to do this. I especially don't, because I have to move on. There's other, you know, paths in life I have to move on to. But I definitely want to be on here, especially throughout, you know, this election, through that journey to see where it ends up. And if we're going to be fleeing the country or not. Because I'm not living under no goddamn in human rights. I'm not living under that bullshit, y'all. I'm telling you right now, y'all need to be questioning these people about this human rights bullshit. We have a constitution. What the hell do we need with human rights if we have a constitution? Okay? So I'm out. Have a great day.